Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and Johto is on its way to PokeMMO coming in spring 2023. So what can you do to prepare for a new region incoming? I'm going to build the best team and show you guys what it is today. Now, this is obviously just going to be the best Pokemon team in my opinion to take care of Johto, and I'm not even factoring in any sort of typings or anything like that. I'm just going to focus on powerful storyline Pokemon. Any combination of Pokemon really can work. Some are better than others. You might be able to find a better combination down in the comments down below. Let me know what team you plan to run through Johto with. But at the moment, I plan for my team to consist of 3 key Pokemon, and then I'll find the other 3 along the way. During my journey, I'll probably pick up my starter Pokemon, etc, etc. However, the key 3 Pokemon that I want to train in this video are going to be a level 20 Sandile, a level 20 Gyarados, and then a level 20 Mystery Special Attacker Pokemon. I say mystery, but it's just because I don't know what I want it to be yet, and I want to kind of create more immersion and make you guys watch till the end of the video. However, you're probably obviously wondering why I picked those Pokemon. So, Sandile/Crocodile ends up being one of the most powerful Pokemon in the storylines, since it has such nice offensive base stats, even some decent bulk along it, honestly. And then it also packs the best storyline ability in the game, in my opinion, being Moxie. Moxie allows you to snowball tremendously and rapidly, allowing you to just one-shot everything you come across. If you can't one-shot something before, now you can because you've killed something before and you've been able to get your Moxie procs, and you just snowball and snowball. You boost your attack after knocking out any Pokemon. Crocodile rocked a beautiful 117 base attack stat, a 92 speed, and a pretty interesting typing, being ground dark, getting access to stab earthquakes. He also has access to stone edge and other stuff like that. Crunch can be very, very powerful. Now, on to Gyarados. Now, Gyarados is truly fantastic because he is the king of budget. But even if he wasn't budget, he'd be fantastic. But being fantastic on top of budget is just, magnifique, perfect tier Pokemon. Let's go talk about Gyarados. 125 base attack, even higher than Crocodile, slightly lower speed, but Gyarados has this really interesting, strange bulk you wouldn't expect. 100 base special defense, nothing to scoff at. 95 HP, 79 defense, obviously a little lower, but still fantastic bulk. On top of, the main thing with Gyarados is that he learns every move that he needs upon level up. Ice Fang at level 8 if you want to relearn that, Waterfall at level 21, Crunch at 24, Rain Dance at 28, and most importantly, Dragon Dance at 36. The general Gyarados moveset that I end up on throughout a storyline is usually a combination of Dragon Dance and Rain Dance, and then just Waterfall and Crunch. Just having that stab Waterfall and then Crunch for anything that resists Waterfall is usually enough to clear out every Pokemon. Having Rain Dance is surprisingly important since there are a lot of weather setting Pokemon usually given to the trainers and such during the PokeMMO storyline. And then we'll get to that Mystery Special Attacker later on once I figure it out. But for now, let's just go ahead and start building. I'm going to go head over to the Unova daycare, check the GTL for some decent deals, and show you guys how to build this team on a budget. Alright, an important part of building this team is going to be using the training link. Now, most people probably aren't going to have access to the training link. It's a pretty expensive item. I only have it because I actually had the Amnesia Brace before it was switched into this item. However, the training link is an item that stops XP gain but doubles EV gain. So I'm going to be able to keep all my Pokemon under level 20 for that first gym badge in the storyline, while also getting them fully EV trained, which is an extremely powerful thing in the storyline if you can have a Pokemon fully EV trained. But here we are in the daycare. Let's go ahead and start checking the nice GTL. First things first, let's check for Sandile, and this is the way that I'm going to go ahead and start to do it. I'm going to look for 20 speed, 25 plus attack, and just see what comes up. So we do already see some Sandile coming in at really nice prices, 3K, 3K. We don't need 31 in my opinion. That is the quickest way to blow too much money, or at least more money than you really need to blow on this. You can if you want to, if you like seeing that green number, but you really don't need to. Now, I'm going to go ahead and check for nature if possible. I'm looking for 3 natures, either lonely, adamant, or naughty. I really doubt I'm going to be able to find one of these for a cheap price, but it's at least worth checking. 25K is honestly really good. I might just go ahead and snag that, which is hilarious. I didn't expect to outright buy a Pokemon for this. I was expecting to have to spend some time breeding the perfect Sandile, but this might just be too cheap to pass up. 28 attack, 25 speed, adamant. I think that's perfection. I'm going to go ahead and purchase that. Really didn't expect to do that, but there we go. First Pokemon already down. Now, moving on to Magikarp, I actually think this is a Pokemon we should be able to buy outright because there are a lot of cheap Magikarp on the GTL. It's always fantastic searching for them. We see this one here for 15k, for example, with everything we need. It's got 25 plus attack, 20 plus speed, and it's adamant nature. It's also super important to note that nature is going to be super important here. Much more important than that 31 IV. We can even get a magikarp for 1500 Pokeyen. Are you kidding me? Unbelievably. Look at this one. 20 plus HP, 25 plus defense, 20 plus speed. It's just missing special defense. And it's lonely nature. That might be too good to pass up. That's so good. I'm actually gonna go ahead and adjust our magikarp stats like this because it might just be worth it to buy like a really good one. Like, look at this, it's so cheap, 20k. And then we can EV train that, use that Gyarados in our storyline, and then sell it later on as a mediocre competitive Pokemon. Reduce, reuse, and recycle Gyarados, as I always say. Let's go ahead and check all of the natures. Lonely, adamant, naughty. Go back to lonely. There is that one for 20k. I think I might just go ahead and pull the trigger on it. Let's check this one for 30k though, since there's similar prices. And there you go, we kind of see why. This one has 31 attack, so it's 10k more price wise, but it has 2 times 31. I feel like this is the carp we go with. Like, I feel like I'm gonna pass up on this level 5 one. That's, you know, a bit worth it. Yeah, the green number go burr. Let's go ahead and pick it up. 30k spent. So far we spent around what, 55k or so? Yes, 55k total spent so far. Now it's time to move on to that special attacker Pokemon that I've definitely picked out by this time in the video making process. So we have a couple of options when going for a special attacking Pokemon, and I'll go ahead and run through a couple of them. When thinking about Pokemon for the storyline, one of the most important things to consider is setup moves. So when looking for a special attacking Pokemon, generally you're looking for a Nasty Plotter, a Calm Minder, or a Quiver Dancer. I'm a huge fan of Quiver Dancers because generally they also pack Giga Drain to be able to continue to sustain and then keep outputting that damage and keep setting up if need be. Butterfree is a really nice budget option for a Quiver Dance Pokemon. However, if I'm building the perfect storyline from scratch, I don't really need to go with something as low tier as Butterfree. It really falls off. It's really just lacking the stats, being under 400 total. I can just go for better. Now, the obvious best choice that comes to mind is Volcarona. However, Volcarona doesn't work super well in the storylines, unfortunately, since it doesn't evolve into Volcarona until level 59. So it might not even become usable until I'm already finished the Elite Four. So as much as I want to go Volcarona, and as powerful as it might be, it's not really plausible for the storyline since it really can't be used. So we have to go for the next best option, in which one of the options, in my opinion, that I go for a lot in the Kanto storylines is actually Blossom. It's really easy to get during the storylines. It's pretty easy to catch some Oddish, packs Quiver Dance. You can evolve it really early on by getting a Gloom to level 21 and then Sunstoning it, which is fantastic. Blossom is super slept on. If you're looking for a budget special attacking Pokemon, please go Blossom. It's fantastic. It's lowish. It's kind of low on speed, right? 50 speed. However, you much more care about the damage in the storyline because it's pretty easy to be able to outspeed things in the storyline, especially if you're speed EV training stuff, right? Speed is usually the easier thing to overcome for the most part. Doing enough damage to one-shot everything, that's the real goal stone you're going for. But to be totally honest, I've done so many storylines with Blossom that I'm not super interested, and I do think that there are better options, even though it's a fantastic budget option. So I'm going to start looking at Nasty Plot options now. So if you don't know, Nasty Plot is a move that simply raises your special attack by 2 stages. It's essentially the special attack equivalent of Swords Dance. You can see it right here on Pokemon like Alakazam. It's a huge staple on for setting up super offensive stats and steamrolls. Alakazam can be a decent option for this. Alakazam with Teleport can also be super nice in the storylines. However, Alakazam's a bit too fragile for the storylines in my opinion. Obviously, it has the nice special attack and speed, but you just don't really need to go, especially Nasty Plot on something like this. You usually want to be one-shotting stuff out of the gate with something like an Alakazam. Now, obviously, Alakazam is fantastic for the storylines. If it can just one-shot everything before it touches it, doesn't really matter that it's fragile. However, in the PokeMMO storylines especially, you're going to run into a lot of sturdy Pokemon, a lot of Focus Sash Pokemon, and a lot of Sucker Punch Pokemon, which can be a huge problem for Alakazam. So I think I'm just looking for something a little safer, especially if it's going to be my one special attacker. Now, there are a ton of Pokemon that can use Nasty Plot, and I definitely recommend checking out the Bulbapedia page to see all of your options, but I think that I've narrowed it down to 2 Pokemon. The first option being Hydreigon, which is obviously a fantastic Dark Dragon Pokemon with access to Levitate to be able to dodge EQs or ground type moves, which is a super important switch in during storylines, with a really nice base stat special attack of 125 and a speed of 98, while also packing really nice decent bulk at 90s HPs and defenses pretty much all around. Just a super fantastic, obviously pseudo legendary Pokemon. Now, the second option is actually Porygon Z, which is kind of surprising because here we see Porygon Z can be evolved really early on. You can just evolve it at level 1 from Porygon to Porygon 2 to Porygon Z with the help of the discs. And that evolution thing is exactly the downfall of Hydreigon. As you all might know, Hydreigon is actually the highest level Pokemon required to evolve. It needs level 64 to evolve into Hydreigon, so realistically, it's not going to be useful in a storyline, unfortunately. So that really only leaves us with one option, in my opinion. One fantastic option, one best option being Porygon Z. Now, there are a ton of other options here, obviously, but this is the option that I'm going with. Really decent bulk stats at 85 HP, 70 defense, 75 special defense. Not quite as bulky as Hydreigon, but it actually packs a higher special attack stat, which is the thing we care about the most here. 135 special attack is monstrous, alongside a 90 speed. Once again, slightly lower than Hydreigon, but really not a big deal at all. I'll probably be able to outspeed everything already with this stat. And obviously, not having to get to level 64, which is impossible during the storyline, is a big deal. Having these stats at level 1 or level 20 rather is going to be broken. So let's go ahead and start checking the GTL and look for that perfect Porygon Pokemon. Now, currently, just the base price of a Porygon is around 9k, so I have a feeling that this is going to be a little bit of an expensive endeavor, at least more expensive than the previous two Pokemon. However, thanks to my spidey senses, it looks like I've been able to come to a good deal, and this is what I searched for. I searched for mild nature, 20 plus speed, and this is a pretty nice Porygon. Mild nature, that plus special attack which we want, 25 plus speed, 20 plus special defense even, 25 plus defense, and then HP's at 13, but that's okay. Now, I'm gonna have to breed for this for sure, so I think I'm gonna end up paying 9k for this. Gonna go ahead and buy a breeder for it and see what we can do. We're gonna have to Everstone this nature for sure, and we're gonna brace over the special attack stat onto it with a Ditto or something of the sort. Alright, now looking for a Ditto to match with these stats. As you can see here, we come out with these two decent option Dittos. They're both around the same price, around 6k, and then they jump up to 14k. So it really comes down to which has the better stats. And it looks like the level 44 has the better stats, just slightly. There's like a 2 stat difference here on the defense, and there's a 4 stat difference on the special defense. They both have 24, so I'm going to go ahead and buy the 44 one for slightly more Pokeyen. Now that I have my two great Pokemon, I need the perfect items for them, and as you can see, we are at around 70k spent so far, if you were wondering. I'm also going to go ahead and pop an Everstone over onto my Porygon, costing me 5k. Then I'm going to pop a special attack brace over onto the Ditto, costing me 10k. Putting us at 85k spent so far to build this perfect Johto Pokemon team. Let's go ahead and go check out the breed, see what it looks like. Mild nature, 31 special attack, 20 plus in these stats. Now, obviously the low HP is unfortunate, but really doesn't matter when making a storyline Pokemon. I'm super okay with this. He also has access to T-Bolt, which is super nice. Let's go ahead and go through with that breed. Choose yes on everything. Pokeball is fine, and now we just wait for the beauty to hatch. Alright, our Porygon has hatched. Let's go ahead and check it out. Should be pretty easy and simple. Should be all the stats that I desired. You have 23 plus defense, 20 plus special defense, 25 plus speed, and that beautiful 31 special attack. Now, buying an upgrade and a dubious disc to evolve this thing, I think costs like 3k total for both of them. They're unbelievably cheap, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Get this Pokemon traded and evolved, and then I'm going to go EV train. I'm going to go spend hours EV training and XP training, keep them under level 20, and I'll just see you guys when all that's done with, and we'll see the finished product. Alright, many hours later since I had to EV train them, essentially individually, since I had to use the training link, and I only have one training link. I did get to XP share them for a little bit to get some levels on them. We have all of our Pokemon complete for Johto. I'm now fully ready. I'm excited. I have to moveset them a little bit and maybe get items for them, but I'll probably get cheap stuff, and I'll probably do that off camera pretty casually. Not super worried about that. I still need to evolve my Porygon into Porygon Z, but once again, I can all do all that later. The main thing was just getting the Pokemon created, getting them all EV trained, and getting them ready to go. Now, obviously, they're not all level 20 exactly, but you know what? Not a big deal. Once again, we can earn that once we're over in Johto. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys are creating an awesome and fun and powerful, maybe even, team for Johto. And I will see you guys once the region releases. I'll see you later. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see daily PokeMMO content. Follow me over on Twitch if you want to see streams. I stream Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. EST on Twitch and YouTube at the moment. My Discord link is down below if you want to join a really cool community who just cares about this game just as much as you guys do. And just tons of resources and information in that Discord. You can also ask people personal questions or kind of learn about the game through others and socialize, which is fun if you care for that. That's pretty much it. Have a great day. I will see you guys later. Peace.
Yo, if you're watching this, that means you watched the entire video. So first things first, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And if your name is on this list, that means you go above and beyond and support the channel and allow me to do what I do every single day. Thank you so much and have a great day.